What's up, everyone? Psychopath1c here with a review. This is a burnt DVD. My uncle sent it to me. He got the Blu-ray of it, an actual Blu-ray. Zombieland. This film, I just got done watching about 45 minutes ago or so. Um, and I will admit, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but not as funny as I was hoping. But it is still funny. I like the little rules Jesse Eisenberg has. Anyways, it's the story of a kid. He's pretty much a social outcast. It's the end of the world, post-apocalyptic type of thing, and he's just going all out with it, just having like just a normal everyday thing for him, killing zombies, and he has these little rules he lives by. Rule number one: cardio. Uh, the skinny ones die less than the fat ones do, so I thought that was pretty funny. And I'm a bit on the chunky side, so I wouldn't be living. Rule number two: double tap. If you shoot a zombie, make sure you shoot them twice. The second time, for good measure, shoot them in the head. Rule number three, well, actually, I think it's rule number four. Don't go in the bathroom. And I love when he says, don't get caught with your pants down. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyways, Jesse Eisenberg's character. One rule to think about when going into this movie: no character has a real name, but whether their city that they're from or going to. We've got Columbus, played by Jesse Eisenberg. He ends up. We get introduced to him at the beginning. And the opening song is For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica, so I thought that was pretty nice. I'm alright with Metallica. And so he's on a quest to get to Columbus to see if his family's still alive, his mother and father and so on. And he gives you a background of like what his life was like before the zombie apocalypse. He invites this girl into his room. Well, doesn't really invite her. She's pretty much pounding on the door like, let me in, let me in. And so he lets her in, and it happens to be a girl he had a crush on. And so she decides to tell the story of like what she's running from, and she says a homeless person, and she says, oh, he tried to bite her, but she got bit. Don't tell anyone. Anyways, what happens next? She ends up falling asleep on him, like, falling asleep on his shoulder. So I think, oh, that's sweet. The girl he likes is actually spending time with him. But then, nothing sweet in Zombieland for a while, anyways. He ends up falling asleep too, but when he wakes up, the girl has been turned into a full-fledged zombie, and the zombies run in this movie too. I don't mind if they run or walk, but they're a lot creepier when they walk. But I don't mind a running zombie. Anyways, you've got good gore effects, which I like. And it's all practical. I love practical. I don't like CGI shit. And she's running, chasing him around his apartment. And I thought it was really funny because he goes like, he says the girl's room number. He's like, I don't want to hurt you, room, whatever. And he ends up grabbing the closest thing he could find, which is a blender, and the top ends up falling off. And I think that was hilarious. For some reason I did. But anyways, the chase ends up in the bathroom, hence rule number 4. Don't go in the bathroom. So what ends up happening next, she ends up cracking her leg, and he's like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm explaining the movie to give you what's going to be in store for you when you see Zombieland. And he's the one who calls it Zombieland. Jesse Eisenberg's character, Columbus, calls it Zombieland. And just soon, early on in the movie, he ends up coming across Woody Harrelson's character. He's on his way to Tallahassee. So his character's name is Tallahassee. And my uncle has this problem with Woody Harrelson. He does not like him one little bit. But I did not mind him. I don't mind him as an actor. I think I don't watch any of his movies, so I can't say if he's a good actor or not. But in this movie, I think he pulled off the character really well. He played a badass, which I thought was pretty cool. And there is no one hero out of this movie. So you got this niche of heroes. Then we get introduced to... And I thought, when I met these people, I was like, oh, they're going to be like nice as Jesse Eisenberg's character. No, they're con girls, played by Emma Stone, which I actually like her. I think she's a pretty good actress. I liked her in Superbad. I haven't seen her in Amazing Spider-Man. I will not watch that movie because I heard Spider-Man is barely even in it. But I don't mind her as an actress. I think she's a pretty good actress. She stands her ground. Anyway, she plays a con girl, and her little sister is played by Abigail Breslin. I think that's her name. At first I thought they were going to be, nice and everything, and they lie to Jesse Eisenberg by saying Abigail Breslin was bit, and I'm like, there's no bite mark on her. And Jesse Eisenberg's like, okay, I'll shoot her, and he doesn't want to, so he gives the gun over to Woody Harrelson, who's like, alright, I'll do it. And then hands the gun over to Emma Stone, and she's like, oh wait. And Woody Harrelson asks, do you need any help? And she's like, now that you mention it, give me your gun. And then she points at Jesse Eisenberg and says, give me the gun. And so they pretty much con poor Woody Harrelson and poor Jesse Eisenberg. And they take the car, Hummer, Chevrolet, I forget exactly what vehicle it was, but it's a decked out vehicle. I liked it. And the humor in this is really dark, which I'm into the dark humor. And lo and behold, the gore in it is humorous as well. We get a special appearance by Bill Murray, which I like. I'm alright with Bill Murray as well. He plays a cameo as himself, dressed up in a full zombie outfit. And Emma Stone's character's name is Wichita, because that's the city she is from. And Abigail Breslin's character is Little Rock, which I like that they're not going with the characters' names being their character. They're going by their city's name. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a new type of thing. So don't try doing it for every single movie. It wouldn't work, but it works here. So Zombieland, I've got to give it, I'd say an 8 out of 10. That's pretty high for a zombie comedy, but Shaun of the Dead definitely gets higher. I like Shaun of the Dead a lot more. There's kind of a love story between Jesse Eisenberg's character and Emma Stone's character. I'm not done with the review yet. I've still got a little bit more to cover. There's something called Kill of the Day. No, Kill of the Week, sorry. And Jesse Eisenberg talks about this one death of a zombie being caught in between a gear and it just crushing the zombie. And then Woody Harrelson talks about, I forget the death he talks about. It's a pretty wild death. I wish I could remember it, but I'm sleepy, so yeah. It will come to me probably after the review, and I'll be like, fuck. But anyways, I remember the kill of the week being this woman. She ends up leading a zombie along, and then she pulls a string. A piano crushes the zombie, and I'm like, hell yeah. I like that. And one thing's for sure, this isn't really for little kids, so don't let them watch it. The gore it's there, but there's not a whole lot of it, which I was surprised because it is a zombie film. So I was expecting it to be really gory. Shaun of the Dead is gorier. I know I'm talking a lot more about Shaun of the Dead, but it's the movie I saw first, and it came out first, so the zombie comedy is there. But I just thought Shaun of the Dead was funnier. But this is still a funny movie. It's just not as funny as I was hoping it would be. But this film is still good. Definitely check Zombieland out. And I definitely, if the zombie apocalypse was at hand, I would definitely be having fun with it. I'd be grabbing shotguns and whatnot. And Tallahassee, the character Tallahassee, his number one thing he wants, Twinkies. And this is before we ran out of Twinkies over at Hostess and everything, before the big deal of the end of Twinkies. So I laughed at that fact, and all he wants is a Twinkie. So come on, give him a Twinkie. And he gets his Twinkie, so to speak. I spoiled it, sorry. I felt like I had to. But you'll see it when you see the movie. It's cool how he gets his Twinkie. But that's all he really wants. But you get to find out his past, and his past is pretty sad too. You get to see why he's become kind of a badass, and he shows his emotions a little bit, so I liked that. We get a backstory behind each of the characters, which I like. I love it when they show a backstory behind the character, because I hate it when we see characters in a movie and their backstories are like, yeah. But with these characters, I cared for them. I really did. And I have been talking for 14 minutes now, and I've been talking about overall of what the movie is like. So definitely an 8 out of 10 hatchets for me. Rambo Raph for life, he reviewed the movie too. He likes the little girl, Little Rock. My favorite character would have to be Jesse Eisenberg's character because I can relate to him the best because he's the outcast and everything. And if I was in his shoes, I'd be caring about people and whatnot. So definitely check out Zombieland. It's a fun ride. Definitely check it out with friends because you'll get some laughs out of it. And the final sequence or climax of the film, I'm not spoiling anything, but it takes place in an amusement park, and no zombie film has ever pulled that off or has tried to, so it's cool that they did that. Zombies in an amusement park? Hell yeah. So anyways, I'm out. Hopefully you all enjoyed my little review over Zombieland. I'll be back later on with a review, probably later on this week, for a film that absolutely sucks. I am sorry to have it in my collection, but it was sent to me from my uncle. I didn't come here to die. Ugh, stay away from it. I'm out. Zombieland is better. Definitely take your chances with Zombieland. It's a fun ride. So, peace. Psychopath1c signing off.